Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. There's a lot going on. I couldn't fit everything inside the crypto minute. It's ridiculous. I think I had like two more articles to talk about, but it's all good. The Bitcoin price as of right now is at about 56.7. It had dipped below 56. It had dipped below 56. That's a very big deal. I don't know what people are thinking, but it's not pretty at the moment. But I will say this. With everything that's going on, it could have fallen more. So I don't know if there's a longer drop to come. Because remember what I was saying, I think there's going to be a drop and then eventually a pop-up. And a strong pop-up, not a weak pop-up. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see if we can establish a bottom. And if we can establish that bottom, then I'll be on a buying spree. I know a few of you have been buying a little bit here and there on the way down. I prefer to buy on the way up. I want to be able to see, because I want that first tranche to be significant, and then buy a little bit more. But I've got to see signs that there's a bottom, to that floor. Something else that I've been paying attention to is the fact that, there are a lot. Just had to bring my notes up. There are a lot of news outlets out there that are letting us know that, hey, although we think the rate cuts are going to go up, going to make everything, go up, it's highly possible that they might not have any effect. It could be a short-term effect. Why? Because some traders think that investors are going to come in and think of it as a short-term opportunity, which would mean that, yeah, they're looking for a recession. They've been talking about it. They've been using the word. We're nowhere near a recession, but they keep using the word recession, and they're kind of putting it into the universe. Just saying. So it could happen. Bitfinex believes that a rate cut, also might not do much. There's a trader, Jack Sparrow, out there, and he's saying, listen, the current surge in meme coins is good, and it's akin to everything that happened with NFTs and DeFi. But on the flip side, when I look at what Jack Sparrow's saying, I'm kind of like, yeah, no, I agree with you. But when I look at the flip side and I start to see, well, there could be a recession, all that good stuff about meme coins might not matter. Might not matter. So it really depends. So that's why I'm looking for a bottom. Because if we don't get that bottom, that means we've got a longer way to fall. And could 50 be in that range? Possible. We were at 49 just not too long ago. So it's possible. Is it highly possible? No, I don't know. But I can tell you this. If Bitcoin did hit 49, I'm going to be buying. So I'm not trying to buy on the way down, right? I'm not trying to catch falling daggers. I'm trying to wait to see if there's a bottom that forms. If there's a bottom that forms, and the market seems strong enough to push its way back up, I would much rather buy low and play the bounces on the way back up. I'd rather do that. It gives me more buying power. Now, we've been seeing Bitcoin drop a lot. If Bitcoin was to drop too much, if I thought that, my money was going to drop another 5%, another 10%, another 15%. Not going to be riding that wave all the way down. Not going to be. I would force myself to be like, okay, I'm going to dump now, wait for it to go lower, then I'll buy back in. I wish I could have done that with Toncoin, but that didn't happen. It happened too quickly. We got negative news, very negative news. So, Telegram, and it's indirect news, has nothing to do with Toncoin. So Telegram is being investigated by South Korea. And I don't know why you're investigating the platform when the platform's not doing anything. Everybody seems to be trying to come after Telegram. They want to use it, but then they want to go after it. That's what I find to be funny. What else is going on? So Ondo Finance just started this year. Already has raised $600 million in total value locked. If that's not setting a new bar, I don't know what is. Ondo Finance is not playing games. Ondo Finance is not playing games. $600 million in total value locked already. Anybody else trying to get into the real world asset space better be paying attention to Ondo Finance. That's a player that's here to stay. I think they got some staying power. They're definitely demonstrating that they've got the smarts. So we'll see how that plays out. Then we have Penpie. It's a DeFi protocol running on Pendle. They got hacked, and it was a healthy hack. $27 million was snatched. But here's the kicker: Pendle, which is what it's based on. Pendle was able to stop the hack from continuing, saving $105 million. So imagine that could have been $132 million out the door. And don't get me wrong, 27 million is not to be laughed at. But they were able to stop that. They were able to thwart it and, stop the hemorrhaging at 27. What I find to be interesting is, hate to say it, but it's yet another DeFi protocol. That's why I keep telling you guys, you got to do your own research. Who's involved with the project? How long has the project been involved? What kind of security apparatus do they have in place for that project? Hacks don't happen overnight. They really don't. They study. It's a job to hack somebody. It's a real job. You've got to study a lot. You've got to get a lot done. They've been looking at this for a minute. So I want to know what kind of security practices do you have in place? How many walls how many barriers do you have up? Just what do you have? What do you have? The reaction time from Pendle, not bad. Not bad at all. Still, how'd they get in the first place? Was it an attack against Pendle or was it an attack against Penpie? So I'm looking to see how that news trickles out. Something else that I just found out. Apparently, Sony, so I told you Sony's got Sonium. That's going to be their new blockchain. They've already launched it on their testnet and they already have, money out there for developers, right? Incentives. But did you know that South Korean company Samsung actually invested in the team that's building Sonium? Yeah, that's not little. And I'm not going to say it's a partnership, but is it? I'm just saying that is a little bit more than interesting now. If that is they're fierce rivals. But imagine if that actually is the sign of a partnership. I have to say, that would make Sonium even more interesting to me. Now, here's something I'm interested in. What would happen if Sony had something big planned and they planned it for before the Christmas season? Like I said, Sonium is already in testnet. I'm thinking that when they announce that they're ready to actually launch, that it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge, and I think that it's going to be before Christmas. That would be insane. Now, if it happens after Christmas, okay, fine. But I'm thinking it could happen before Christmas. Something else, that I saw this morning. Mt. Gox CEO returns with user-friendly crypto platform, Ellipix. I'm still dumbfounded. Like, what? I think there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be interested in that. Ex-CEO of Mt. Gox. That alone is going to get people interested. Because I know everybody's mind is blown right now. So now, I didn't have time to actually dig into this one single story, but wow. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. So I'm definitely interested in finding out more about that. And then you have, Telegram's problems. I'm sitting back and I'm looking at Telegram's problems, and I'm sitting there and I'm just going, why are they having such problems? All of a sudden, CEO gets arrested. India's looking into them. South Korea's looking into Telegram. Why are they? So obviously France, Telegram. India, Telegram. South Korea, Telegram. Why? Why? How a platform gets leveraged is one thing. That platform wasn't launched to do bad things. The platform was launched for free speech, so that people could speak securely without people looking over their shoulders, feeling like people were listening in on their conversations. It's sort of like surfing the internet and you go from one website to another website, but your line's been tapped. So every time you look at an ad, it's a local ad for you. Wow, what are you doing? I mean, I know that's oversimplifying things, but that's akin to what it is. Imagine picking up the phone and just somebody just sitting there listening. It's sort of like being on a train, having a conversation with a friend, and everybody on the train in that train car can hear your conversation, and for miles around. So I don't know what kind of case they're going to have. I mean, if somebody else, I just want you to understand the level of dumb that I think this is. Somebody uses the internet to send naughty pictures. Is that of kids? Is that disgusting? Absolutely. But should I bring the internet down because that's what they did? Different question, isn't it? Sounds absurd, doesn't it? Yes, something disgusting happened. But if this is your way of trying to force the platform to give you information that they said they would never give, again, I'm going to point to Apple. I'm going to say, well, when is Tim Cook going to jail? I don't recall, what's his name for Apple? I don't recall him having, I can see his face, just can't remember his name. Lord, so sorry. I don't see him having a record. When was the last time you saw somebody from Google go to jail? The CEO of Google go to jail for that? Anybody from Amazon? I mean, they have AWS, right? That could be used. I mean, so there are so many systems and platforms that are out there. Why are you pinpointing this one? Because it's secure and you can't get in. Years ago, they tried to do the same thing to Apple when Apple came out with iMessage. And then they came out, started locking down their phones and stuff like that. And they were like, oh, we got to go after Apple. They couldn't do it. So I'm just wondering, how long does this last? But I want you to pay attention to something. Again, it has to do with Telegram, not Toncoin. So that indirect news, I think, is going to wind up going away. The question is, how long do we have to put up with this nonsense? How long is it going to have an effect on everything that's going on right now with Toncoin? And I'm just like, oof. And by the way, Tron, bunny hop Toncoin. And for a minute there had bunny hop Doge. So Toncoin's all the way down to 466. I remember the other day I was like, oh, I got it at 508 and went back up. Now it's at 466 and I'm like, ugh. Now I'm in a holding pattern. Because I need to see, because it was at 492 yesterday, so it dropped another 30 something cents. Yikes. 492 20 something cents, sorry. So I'm sitting here and I'm just going, how, will it drop more? It's highly possible. Because remember, it's crazy early in the morning right now, so not everybody got the news. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So we're going to start with the GMB Crypto Tracker Top 25 Losers. Updates every 10 minutes, so I don't have to worry about that. I actually like it because when I have the screen up, I can actually see it, see it flick. I can also get into the code and make it flick faster. But when I say flick, I mean refresh. But let's see, Notcoin is down 11%. That has a GMBX factor of about 2.8x. Let's see, what else do we have? We've got Dogs is down 10%. Just came out. It's down 39% off its all-time high, which is basically that's 16 right there. So now you're at, 10. Yeesh. And I bought before. So that's something I should be paying attention to. Sad, but true. Who else is on here? Pendle down 9%. Shocker there. 1.65x GMBX factor. Sats Ordinals down for the second day, 9%. 2.24 GMBX factor. Again, the reason why I call out the GMBX factor is because as the price of the digital asset moves, so will the GMBX factor, because it's calculating how far you have to go, right? So that's something to pay attention to. What else do we have down here? Oof, nothing's good. Polygon dropped 7%. It's at 37 cents right now. I have to say, I'm probably going to buy some Pole. I'm going to wait for the market to really hit, and there are some coins that I'm going to buy, and Polygon is one of them. So I'll be looking at Polygon, Toncoin, Notcoin, and Dogs, as buy-ins. Obviously, Bitcoin, because I told you my rule is if whatever else I buy, I have to buy Bitcoin. So each time I buy, I'm buying Bitcoin. And look at this. There's nothing good going on this side. We hit zero real fast. So yeah, the market is tanking. Is it tanking because it's oversold right now? Yep. But remember, Nvidia also got hit, and Nvidia drew the market down on the tech side, on the stock side, and that's having an effect over here, especially on holdings like FET, Render. That whole AI space took a major hit on the chin. Major hit on the chin. Fear and Greed Index currently is at 27. Yeah, it was at 26 yesterday. Trust me, it's going to go lower. DeFi Llama, total value locked, $85 billion. Nowhere near that 100 that I want us to be at. And here's Bitcoin falling below my blue band. Remember, my blue band goes from 57,686 to 63,794. So when I'm looking at this, I'm kind of sitting there saying to myself, that's no bueno. Now, can it go lower? Yes. My next line is at 53,272. Do I think it's going to hit that? It could. Am I worried about it? Not really. Again, people that are freaking out, what I want you to do is I want you to zoom out and then take a look at that Bitcoin chart. Zoom out. Look at that Bitcoin chart. I think you're going to see that, yeah, we're still trading within a tight band. There's nothing really to worry about. The fundamentals of the cryptocurrency space still incredibly strong. When I look at this, this is where a lot of people get vexed. This spot right here, this view right here, because there are so many things that you could be buying into, and you're sitting there and you're wondering, what do I buy into? What would come back faster? I'm thinking memes could come back faster. I'm thinking long-term holds, BTC, ETH, BCH, BNB. Those are going to be the foundation of my long-term holds. Next level is probably going to be Cardano, XRP. Some people would really like me to say Solana. I have to say this, though. Solana has not fallen far. Solana's been lower than this and has not fallen far, so it hasn't taken the same hit as others. I would, Matic falls in that box for me. Shiba Inu falls in that box for me, because look at Shiba Inu. Again, has not fallen far. So I'm looking at certain coins whose reactions have been better than others. So I'm paying attention to all that as I start to think about, okay, what do I want to buy, right? Looking at the numbers side by side. Let's go over here to my watch list. Yeah. Everything is red. Everything is red. There's nothing pretty going on. So your plan isn't how much money am I making? It's going to be how much money am I going to make because I'm going to buy low. That's what I'm thinking. And don't forget, Matic is now Pole. So if you do a search on Pole, it's there. They're actually starting to swap right now. It's currently ranked at 300 because they haven't moved everything over yet, but everything's the same. So they're starting that swap process right now. So it'll be a minute, but that swap process is happening. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I really hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and even better, how about coming over to the social media platform that we have and becoming a member, or even becoming a member on YouTube? There's a lot more going on, and membership has its benefits. You know, like better volume, because I was smart enough to turn the volume up. Anyway, everybody, have a good one. Bye-bye.